This is Nightline and I'm Liyana Hassanel. The headlines. Unity government to prioritize economic development for people in 2024. And targeted subsidies not complete withdrawal of aid. Good morning. Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah and Raja Permaisuri Agong Tunku Azizah Aminah Maimunah Iskandariyah shared their 2024 New Year message in which they prayed for Malaysia and its people to be blessed with peace and prosperity. Their Majesty's message was posted on the Istana Negara's official social media accounts on Sunday. Both Al-Sultan Abdullah as well as Tunku Azizah also hoped that the country and its people would be shielded from any disasters or misfortune, as well as be blessed with health, unity and enduring harmony. This marks the last New Year's greeting from the royal couple as the King and Queen, as Al-Sultan Abdullah will end his 5-year tenure as the 16th Yang di-Pertuan Agong on January 30th, 2024, after assuming the role in 2019. Sultan of Johor, Sultan Ibrahim Sultan Iskandar, will assume the role as the 17th Agong beginning January 31st. Datuk Sri Anor Ibrahim has expressed hope that 2024 will usher in a brighter future, with the unity government committed to prioritizing the country's economic development for the benefit of its people. In his New Year's message, the Prime Minister, who is also the Finance Minister, said efforts to spur national economic growth would remain the focus of the government to ease the people's burden in various aspects, like inflation and cost of living, apart from ensuring quality education and healthcare.
Oleh yang demikian, saya akan menggesa rakan-rakan dalam pasukan, Jemaah Menteri, pegawai dan pejabat awam, sektor swasta, penguatkuasa dan keselamatan, meningkatkan usaha mereka menjadikan negara Malaysia ini negara hebat dan gagah di rantau ini.
Anor said this in a video shared on his Facebook account on Sunday night. He also commended the hard work of the civil servants as the government's successes in 2023, such as the decrease in inflation to 2% and the lowest unemployment rate, with the economy growing and maintaining at 4%, with a direct outcome of strong teamwork. He also said that this was the introduction to the long road towards reform, but stressed that all quarters must not be distracted by the figures and data, or else they will end up complacent. He also highlighted that the true measure is the well-being, welfare and prosperity of the people, and issues still being addressed. In the meantime, Deputy Prime Ministers Datuk Sri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi and Datuk Sri Fadillah Yusof expressed hopes that Malaysians will continue to stand united in achieving even more meaningful successes in the new year.
Tahun 2024 bakal membuka sebuah lagi episod baru, berisikan hasrat sebuah kemakmuran dan kehidupan yang lebih bermakna. Saya berazam untuk terus komited memikul tanggungjawab yang diamanahkan.
Zahid, who is also Rural and Regional Development Minister, added that he prays for a peaceful, developed and prosperous Malaysia in 2024. Meanwhile, Fadillah, in his New Year's message, called on all Malaysians, regardless of race, religion or political ideology, to pledge towards strengthening unity. Fadillah, who is also Energy Transition and Public Utilities Minister, said unity is the key towards racial harmony and prosperity for the country. Therefore, he urged all Malaysians to focus on economic recovery, developing the country and safeguarding the welfare of the people, especially when the country is facing global economic uncertainty and challenging geopolitical tensions. Plugging public fund leakages and achieving zero corruption in this country will be the focus and areas that will be prioritized by the Malaysian AntiCorruption Commission, MACC, in 2024. Its Chief Commissioner Tan Sri Azam Baki said this was to ensure that the anti-graft agency continues to remain relevant and effective, as well as able to contribute to strengthen the country's economy.
Buat warga SPRM, ingatlah saban tahun kita bakal berhadapan dengan pelbagai cabaran, krisis dan tuntutan kerja baru. Semua ini menuntut perubahan dalam cara bekerja, berfikir dan bertindak.
The top graft buster said this in a New Year's video message uploaded onto the MACC's official Facebook account on Sunday. Azam also advised all MACC officers to adapt to the evolving landscape by increasing their integrity, as well as upgrading their skills and knowledge in order to achieve the mission and vision of the agency. Elsewhere, all over the world, jubilant crowds are bidding farewell to the hottest year on record, closing a turbulent 12 months marked by clever chatbots, climate crisis, and wrenching wars in Gaza and Ukraine. New Zealanders were amongst the first in the world to celebrate the arrival of 2024 with a fireworks display in Auckland. The fireworks shown from Auckland's 328-metre-tall Sky Tower illuminated the cloudy night sky and was accompanied by a laser light and animation show. In Australia, Sydney rang in the new year with an epic 12-minute fireworks show watched by thousands around the harbour. The dazzling display, which required more than 8.5 tons of fireworks, featured silver and gold pyrotechnics to commemorate the Opera House's 50th anniversary. Meanwhile, as countries around the world begin ringing in the new year, the preparations for the celebration are still underway in various places. In the US, the Times Square New Year's Eve ball was tested in New York City before the famous countdown to welcome 2024. For the first time, the New Year's Eve ball, covered in crystal triangles, is expected to be relit after the traditional New York, New York. Brazilian city Rio de Janeiro are prepared with fireworks display, which will be the centerpiece of one of the world's biggest New Year's Eve parties to welcome the year 2024. Some 2 million people are expected to gather on the Copacabana beach for the end-of-year celebrations.
Mayat tu dalam kereta dalam keadaan kepala ke bawah, kaki ke atas, belakang tempat duduk pemandu.
Kes bunuh pemandu Grab Aiman Nosri 27 tahun bermotifkan samun.
Niat samun itu telah menyebabkan kejadian bunuh.
Hutang nyawa mesti dibalas dengan nyawa.
Fail Mahkamah, Rabu 9 malam di TV3 dan stream secara HD ditonton.
Prime Minister Anor Ibrahim has spoken out against those who resort to insulting others out of blind devotion to certain political parties, including Islamic preachers and scholars. He said a recent speech he gave at an event involving civil servants where he touched on the story of Ashabul Kahfi, or men of the cave, as mentioned in the Quran, was misinterpreted by certain quarters, leading to excessive and unacceptable criticisms, even from preachers and scholars.
Keutamaan pembangunan, pertumbuhan, tata kelola, semua ini harus berpaksi kepada keimanan dan jaga nilai dan akhlak. Seperti mana pengalaman yang disebut dalam surah Al-Kahf, 7 pemuda yang menyelamatkan diri dari kebobrokan sistem syirik, kebajatan, kezaliman di luar.
Anwar said this in a video posted on his Facebook page on Sunday. He also said that his intention was to remind public servants that economic development, national progress and good governance should be aligned with Islamic values and morals. He also pointed out that there are better ways to voice differing opinions instead of resorting to excessive criticism, particularly constructive discourse. The targeted subsidy policy does not signify the complete withdrawal of assistance from the government. Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Minister Dato' Armizan Muhammad Ali said instead it involves reforming the distribution of subsidies and social aid to the people, particularly those who are truly in need. According to Armizan, the key to successfully implementing the targeted subsidy policy and reforming social aid, including cash payouts, is the Central Database Hub, or PADU, which will be launched by Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim this Tuesday. This will enable verification of the recipient's information and household details so that the government can ensure the subsidies reach the intended target groups and not misappropriated by ineligible individuals.
Perbelanjaan kerajaan tahunan tahun 2023 mencecah 81 bilion ringgit subsidi termasuk bantuan tunai. Tetapi masih ada rakyat kita, contohnya penerima bantuan kebajikan am, hanya pada kadar RM300 sebulan.
The Papar MP told this to the media after attending the community program in his constituency on Sunday. Armizan also said that the government will give a 3-month period until March 31st, 2024 for the public to update their socio-economic data on the PADU system. He also urged them not to wait until the very last minute to do so, in order to ensure that no one is left out from getting government aid and the targeted subsidies. The Education Ministry has identified 16 Sijil Pelajaran Malaysia SPM examination centres in Terengganu that are at risk of being hit by the 4th wave of floods. Deputy Director General of Education, Shafruddin Ali Hussein, said it involves 224 SPM candidates in the districts of Hulu Terengganu, Setiu, Dungun and Besut. According to Shafruddin, the State Education Department had made the necessary preparations, such as relocating students to hostels or nearby schools, to ensure that the examination could be held as scheduled from January 31st to March 7th. He also revealed the total loss incurred by schools affected by the floods in Terengganu was estimated at RM340,000, involving damages to furniture and equipment. He added that the ministry had been informed of the matter and allocations to carry out repair work would be channeled to the affected schools in the near future. Overall, 53 schools in 8 districts were affected by the floods that hit Terengganu since November 20th. In Kelantan, the damage to the Sungai Golok Integrated River Basin Development Project, PLSB embankment in Rantau Panjang has worsened. The collapsed section has now stretched to 100 metres, compared to 20 metres previously. State Drainage and Irrigation Department DID Acting Director Marina Marikan Abdullah said that so far 2 broken sections have been identified, namely a 100-metre stretch in Kampung Lachang and a section near the General Operations Force GOF post in Port Tehkana, measuring 10 metres. Previously, Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim had approved an immediate allocation of RM6 million to construct spillway structures at the Sungai Golok PLSB embankment after some sections collapsed due to floods on December 27th. The spillway structure would be built at 3 locations, including at the broken sections. Currently, the DID is in the process of appointing a contractor for the 3 spillway structures. The construction is expected to take around 6 months. The addition of 3 spillway structures is expected to reduce the severity of floods, especially in Rantau Panjang. Melaka unveiled spectacular tourism year countdown on Sunday night at Dataran Pangkalan Rama, featuring cultural and live performances by Malaysian and international artists. The celebration not only ushered in the new year, but also marked the beginning of a year dedicated to showcasing Melaka's rich tourism offerings and cultural heritage.
Yang paling istimewa pada bulan 5, Kebuah Duli Yang Maha Mulia Tuanku Sultan Johor insya-Allah akan ditabalkan menjadi Yang di-Pertuan Agong yang ke-17, telah bersedia untuk berkunjung ke Melaka pada bulan 5 untuk kita dapat bersama-sama menyaksikan aset-aset automobil Tuanku yang akan dipamerkan di negeri Melaka untuk tatapan rakyat Melaka dan rakyat Malaysia.
Raf was speaking to Buletin Utama at the launching of the Visit Melaka 2024 at Dataran Pangkalan Rama in Melaka. An exceptional feature of this year's countdown was the floating stage on the Melaka River, offering a picturesque backdrop for live performances. Renowned local artists, including Datuk Sri Siti Nurhaliza, Ziana Zain, Anor Zain and Siti Liyana, presented a blend of traditional and contemporary Malaysian music, adding cultural richness to the celebration. The Tourism Year Countdown not only marks the beginning of Visit Melaka 2024, but also signifies a year-long commitment to enhancing and promoting Melaka's cultural and historical heritage. With a focus on cultural richness and historical significance, Melaka aims to captivate tourists and locals alike, inviting everyone to explore and appreciate the unique charm of the Malaysian gem. North Korea to launch new satellites for inevitable war. News from the foreign front when we return.
Jangan pandang ringan dan mudah. Anggap patuk awak ini serius. Woods ubah patuk dengan rasa budina. Memberi sensasi kelegaan di kerongkong. Berkesan melegakan patuk. Woods, ubah patuk yang saya percaya.
Karnival Jom Heboh 2024 akan ke Kuching, Sarawak. Peluang terbaik untuk kembangkan jenama, promosi dan bisnes anda dengan pelbagai aktiviti menarik. Hubungi kami sekarang di maklumat tertera untuk menyertai. Jom, jom, jom! Meneroka kepelbagaian Malaysia bersama kisah-kisah inspirasi. Majalah 3, 1 Januari 9 malam.
Pesawat itu telah terhempas.
Juga kes-kes jenayah dan tragedi 999, 2 Januari 9 malam.
Membuka tirai rangkuman kejadian jenayah.
Fail Mahkamah 3 Januari 9 malam.
Mayat Aiman ditemui selepas 2 hari hilang.
Melangkah ke aras baru 2024 bersama kami. TV3 sentiasa bersamamu.
We're back with news on the foreign front. As the Zionist regime intensifies its bombardments across the Gaza Strip on Sunday, the death toll from the attacks on Palestinians has surged to almost 22,000, while more than 56,000 others have been left injured. According to officials, at least 100 Palestinians were killed and 286 others left wounded in the last 24 hours. In the occupied West Bank, Israeli forces have arrested at least 4 Palestinians and wounded 17 others in night-long raids, as well as drone attacks on the Nur Shams refugee camp in Tulkarem. Israel's relentless bombardment of Gaza for nearly 3 months has also destroyed 70% of the homes in the besieged enclave. According to an earlier report, more than 200 heritage and archaeological sites were destroyed in the Israeli bombardment, considered the most destructive in modern history. North Korea vowed to launch 3 new spy satellites, build military drones, and boost its nuclear arsenal in 2024. As leader Kim Jong-un said, the U.S. policy is making war inevitable. According to the official Korean Central News Agency, Kim on Sunday stated that due to the reckless moves by the enemies to invade his country, it is a fait accompli that a war can break out at any time on the Korean peninsula. He had also ordered the military to prepare to pacify the entire territory of South Korea, including with nuclear bombs if necessary in response to any attack. This came after Kim lashed out at Washington in lengthy remarks, wrapping up 5 days of ruling party meetings that set economic, military and foreign policy goals for the coming year. Over in India, at least 6 people were killed and 9 others were injured when a fire broke out inside a factory in the southwestern state of Maharashtra. The fire broke out on the intervening night of Saturday and Sunday inside a hand gloves manufacturing unit in the state's Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar district when the victims were asleep. According to the local fire department, 6 bodies have been recovered, while the injured have been admitted to a local hospital. It was reported that a total of 13 workers were inside the factory, with 7 of them managing to escape. The cause of the fire has not been ascertained yet. Fritz clinched dramatic win as USA down Great Britain. Sports after this breather.
Kepingan daging empuk dihiasi bawang segar, bertambah nikmat dengan sos lada hitam kegemaran ramai. Prosperity Burger kembali.
Drama-drama terbaik 2024 membawa anda ke dunia berbeza. Ketawa bersama, kekal selamanya. Lestari Hot Fellas mulai 4 Januari 9 malam. Kasih yang Kudamba, Akasia, Cinta Bersemi di Wadi Safia mulai 9 Januari 7 malam. Perpisahan tidak diduga, Samarinda Menanti Senja mulai 17 Januari 10 malam. Melangkah ke aras baru 2024 bersama kami. TV3 sentiasa bersamamu. Selamat datang 2024. Berkongsi inspirasi, mencorak diri bersama TV3. Raikan momen-momen keriangan dan transformasi digital. Malaysia hari ini 1 Januari 9.30 pagi.
Kalau tahun baru ni, kita kena azam baru.
Suarakan visi, wujudkan mimpi. Wanita hari ini 1 Januari 12 tengah hari.
Semuanya berjalan dengan lancar.
Melangkah ke aras baru 2024 bersama kami. TV3 sentiasa bersamamu.
We're back with sports, tennis, the United Cup. World number 10 Taylor Fritz led a remarkable comeback as the US beat Great Britain 2-1 in their Group C clash in Perth, Australia on Sunday. Katie Boulter gave Great Britain an early lead after stunning 5th-ranked Jessica Pegula 5-7, 6-4, 6-4 in nearly 3 hours. Despite the setback, Fritz easily beat Cameron Norrie in straight sets, 7-6, 6-4 to level the tie at 1-1. Fritz then partnered with Pegula and mounted a remarkable comeback in the mixed doubles, beating Norrie and Boulter 1-6, 7-6, 10-7 to seal the victory for the American side. With this result, the US stood second in the Group C, and a win over Australia on Monday would clinch a quarter-finals berth. On to football, the Saudi Pro League. Cristiano Ronaldo scored his 54th goal of the year as Al Nassr came from behind to beat Al Tawun 4-1, keeping in touch with leaders Al Hilal. Ashraf El Mahdiwi gave Al Tawun the lead in the 13th minute, but Marcelo Brozovic finished off a swift passing move to equalize for Al Nassr 13 minutes later. Former Manchester City defender Aymeric Laporte headed the visitors in front from a 35th minute corner, with Otavia Edmilson making it 3-1 just 5 minutes after the restart, as he quickly capitalized on the home side's clearance mistakes in their own box. Ronaldo then sealed the deal for Al Nassr in stoppage time, marking his 20th goal in 18 games of this season. The win saw Al Nassr close the gap with league leaders Al Hilal to within 7 points. After this breather, Indonesian man charged with stabbing sister to death. Don't go away.
Ha, tengok. Inilah bukti ramai yang pilih merah.
Dah jelas lagi nyata.
Dengan jumlah pendengar 3.73 juta.
Menjadikan Hot FM Station Radio nombor 1 Malaysia.
Joji, mana?
Sekali lagi terima kasih menjadikan Hot FM Station Radio nombor 1 Malaysia.
Meneroka kepelbagaian Malaysia bersama kisah-kisah inspirasi. Majalah 3, 1 Januari 9 malam.
Itu telah terhempas.
Juga kes-kes jenayah dan tragedi 999, 2 Januari 9 malam.
Membuka tirai rangkuman kejadian jenayah.
Fail Mahkamah 3 Januari 9 malam.
Mayat Aiman ditemui selepas 2 hari hilang.
Melangkah ke aras baru 2024 bersama kami. TV3 sentiasa bersamamu.
Welcome back. In Pulau Pinang, a man with 16 previous criminal records was gunned down in a shootout with police in Machang Bubok early Sunday morning. State Police Chief Datuk Kau Kok Chin said the suspect was shot dead after attempting to evade arrest by firing several shots at the police. According to Kau, a police team from the state's Serious Crime Division, D9, spotted a driver behaving suspiciously in a Proton X70 while heading towards Sungai Lembu at about 12:35 a.m. The policeman ordered the man to stop for inspection, but he sped off and opened fire at the pursuing police car. Authorities then returned fire, but the suspect continued to drive away.
Jadi kita untuk mempertahankan diri, maka JSJ D9 kita daripada Pulau Pinang telah melepaskan tembakan dan dalam kejar mengejar itu dalam 200 meter di kawasan Sungai Lembu sini X70 itu pemandu dia terbabas. Jadi masa terbabas itu keluarlah pemandu tersebut X70 seorang lelaki Cina. Kita lelaki Cina telah mengacukan pistol ke arah pegawai D9 JSJ ya. Dan untuk mempertahan diri kita juga melepaskan tembakan ke atas penjenayah itu.
Kau also said the man died at the scene and preliminary investigations revealed that the 44-year-old suspect committed dangerous robberies alone, using a pistol to intimidate victims. He was also wanted for several armed robberies in the state, as well as in Selangor and Melaka, and had been arrested for drug-related offences. Checks also revealed that the suspect's vehicle had fake registration number plates and was used in 2 recent robbery cases in Butterworth. An Indonesian man was charged with stabbing his 42-year-old sister to death at the Johor Bahru Magistrates Court on Sunday. 24-year-old Zahid Effendi only nodded his head in acknowledgement when the charges were read in front of Magistrate Nur Khalida Farhana Abu Bakar. No plea was recorded from the accused as murder cases are under the purview of the High Court. Zahid was charged with murdering 42-year-old Sharifah Ilawati, also an Indonesian national, at Block 15, Taman Ungkutun Aminah in Skudai at about 2 a.m. on December 24th. The charge was framed under Section 302 of the Penal Code, which carries the death penalty if convicted. The court fixed February 18th for case mention, with no bail granted for the accused. Earlier, it was reported that police arrested a married couple after a woman was found dead in a flat unit at Taman Ungkutun Aminah on Christmas Eve. Police also seized a knife believed to be the murder weapon. 4 men were injured after an electrical transformer room caught fire at a factory in the Sungai Wave Free Industry Zone in Petaling Jaya, Selangor on Sunday. The incident at about 5:50 p.m. completely razed the 400-square-foot transformer room, with a large plume of smoke visible from the federal highway. State Fire and Rescue Department Assistant Director Ahmad Mukhlis Mukhtar said the department was alerted to the incident at Jalan SS8/1 at 5:53 p.m. When firefighters arrived at the scene, the blaze was starting to spread to nearby buildings, but the flames were successfully extinguished at 7:23 p.m. The injured victims were identified as contract workers Zaiful Amrun Muhammad Zahar, Nik Hafzan Ali, Muhammad Adham Norzali, and Muhammad Fauzi Abdul Rahim, aged between 21 and 52. They have been brought to Shah Alam Hospital for treatment. The cause of the fire is still being investigated. Meanwhile, in Melaka, a fire broke out at a factory manufacturing plastic bottles and perfume in the Krubong industrial area on Sunday morning. About 70% of the premises were destroyed in the incident that occurred at about 11 a.m. A total of 22 firemen were dispatched to the scene to extinguish the flames after a distress call was received from the public. Fortunately, there were no casualties. The actual cause of the incident is still under investigation. As we wrap up Nightline this time around, let's take a look at the launch of the Visit Melaka 2024, featuring cultural and live performances. This celebration not only ushered in the new year, but also marked the beginning of a year dedicated to showcasing Melaka's rich tourism offerings and cultural heritage. With that, I'm Liyana Hassanel. Thank you for watching Nightline and have a happy new year.